remember when you were a kid and Halloween was the greatest night of the year? You got to dress up and be whoever you wanted, go trick-or-treating to get unhealthy amounts of candy, and even face your fears of monsters and all things scary.
Halloween is cool.
Then suddenly you're an adult, with a job, responsibilities, and stress. The magic of Halloween is just a memory. But it doesn't have to be. We can recreate that childlike wonder and excitement as adults. And we should, because it can transform the often dark and negative world that we live in into the vibrant and hopeful one that we grew up in. Everyone remembers their favorite Halloween costume, whether they bought an awesome replica from the store or made their own creation with the help of a family member. For that night, you got to be as creative as possible, to become whatever or whoever you could imagine. You could completely transform and take on an entirely new persona.
I was hell girl for Halloween. Oh my gosh. I had a giant fist that was literally the size of my arm at the time. And I loved that costume because Hellboy and the creativity in the world created by Guillermo del Toro and Mike Mignola was something that was like one of my original story drivers.
So my favorite Halloween costume, I told her I wanted to be a goldfish. We took like a baseball cap and through like plastic and cardboard and fabric, made like a goldfish head and like a very restrictive like suit where I was bound to the knees so I could hardly walk. I had a lot of fun in the costume.
Legolas from Lord of the Rings. I won a contest off of it, which I don't know if I should have, but I was like fully in character the whole time.
One of my more favorite ones is from adulthood. I like to dress up as Sam from Trick or Treat. And it's a lot of fun because I do like a full body costume because then I can really feel like I'm in the whole character because I kind of disappear and then the character takes over. I think I was like 10 or 11 where I made my brother, I did like gory makeup for the first time and we were dead farmers. But I did like and I was so proud of, you know, the makeup job I had done because I wanted to try special effects makeup. But that was one of my favorites. I don't know if it's my brother's favorite, but it's one of mine.
What was your favorite Halloween costume growing up and why was it so special? My favorite Halloween costume was from 1997. I was a pink Power Ranger. I was obsessed with that show and thought that the Pink Ranger was insanely cool. She was brave, strong, and cared about her friends. I loved that costume. I'd wear it all the time, not just on Halloween. That's the thing about childhood. The magical world of make-believe and imagination isn't only open on Halloween. It exists ubiquitously, ready for you to create stories and characters. As a kid, you would get an idea and you would just run with it. You didn't care what other people thought or even how hard it might be to execute. If you wanted to turn your living room into a spaceship, or a pirate ship, or a jungle, you made it happen. I remember when my brother and I were younger, we turned our living room into a cinema. We sketched out tickets, picked out movies, got snacks, rearranged all the furniture. My brother dressed up in a suit so he could usher our parents into the theater. We had them pick their movie, brought them to their seats. It was so much fun. We did it all the time. When you're a kid, the world is such a vibrant place, full of wonder and possibilities. But when did we lose that vibrancy? When did we lose the ability to jump through a portal into the world of make-believe and create whatever we wanted without the judgment of others or even ourselves? Maybe it was around the time when rent was due, or your boss sent you an angry email. Whatever the reason, adulthood has drained the imagination and magic out of a lot of our lives and left us with a much duller perspective.
I don't blame adults for having trouble doing that because when you're bogged down, like worrying about a lot of stuff, like how to pay the bills, maybe you have kids of your own you got to take care of, you have aging parents you have to take care of, you got a lot of responsibilities, it's harder to be creative. When you have more time to play in your life and let your brain just kind of breathe, it's easier to be imaginative and creative, and that's what kids have, and so they're able to think of these things and be like, I want to do this, I want to do that. It's just a lot easier to do that stuff.
As kids, we were great at filling random pockets of time throughout the day. Free time and boredom led to creativity and curiosity. But as adults, we hardly have any time to be bored. And if we do, we end up just scrolling. It's really hard to get into a creative and imaginative mindset when your brain is just being fed video after video.
Like, it is so easy to be sucked into negativity in the world right now.
So how can we, as adults, tap back into our imaginations on a more regular basis? And why is it important to do that?
I talk about this a lot. I think it's so important to lean into our inner child, feed our inner child as much as possible, because being an adult is hard enough. And
I absolutely think it is important to maintain your creativity through adulthood.
Being able to tap into your imaginative side lets your inner child come out. It is important that spark and that love and that just swell of imagination follows you and keeps with you in your life, because it keeps you going. It keeps you happy. It keeps you motivated. It makes you want to see more things.
This is exactly why places like GalaxyCon exist. To remind you what make-believe felt like, and show you that there's a community of people ready to welcome you back to the world of creativity and imagination.
Cons are one of the best places to have like a safe space to be creative, do something there, immerse yourself in the world. At least in the case of me, there was just something inside of me that always needed to tell a story. And there are tons of ways to do that. I just choose to do the theatrical version, where you get to invite other people into different worlds.
That's why people are so drawn to the world of entertainment. It's make-believe. Writers create stories so actors can dress up in costumes and play. It's like childhood. If you find a creative outlet that sparks joy in your life, you do not have to monetize it, or even share it. Make stuff for you or your friends. I went to a panel with Jerry Trainer, and he talked about when he first moved out to LA, him and a bunch of friends would get a camera and costumes and go to like a random back alley street and just film stuff. They'd tell stories, watch it back, nobody ever saw it.
I miss that purity, you know what I mean? That was that where nothing mattered, you could do anything, and it was all just for fun and just for us. I love that.
We need to do more things just for fun. Embrace the childlike curiosity and joy by celebrating holidays like Halloween.
I loved Halloween as a kid. I used to make my own costumes. The creativity of like Halloween definitely went into my love of acting, because I think it's no wonder that I loved putting on costumes all the time, because, you know, you get to jump into trying on being somebody else. Enjoying the make-believe of the holiday is you still should do it as much as you can as an adult too, I think.
I feel like just reconnecting with sort of the activities of your childhood really helps actually a lot with sort of unlocking that kind of potential for creativity and like a sense of wonder. I think it's most succinctly put as, you know, touch grass, right? You know, like I feel like we tend not to get outside and just have fun and run around.
Drawing, painting, making things, not just playing on my phone, but actually doing the things that I used to do. And finding that creativity has helped me find a bit of peace, which is really good.
It makes life so much happier and more fulfilling. That's why I make these videos. I do it so my childhood self never has to give up on using her imagination to tell stories and be creative. What were some of your favorite childhood activities? Did you like to read, color, build blanket forts? Do yourself a favor and set aside some time, even if it's only 5 minutes. No phone, no pressure. Just get creative and play.